this is going on. He's facing that criminal case on tax and gun charges. Everybody remembers that sweetheart plea deal that fell apart over the summer after the judge could not make any sense of it. Well, now the president's son is moving to subpoena former President Trump, former AG Bill Barr, and 2 others. So the president's son attorney filed a motion with the judge to call those people as witnesses. He says the goal is to find out if Hunter Biden's prosecution was a result of political pressure. Jason.
I don't think you'd even have to subpoena Donald Trump to want to come testify in the Hunter Biden case. I don't see any evidence that President Trump was pushing politically to get these prosecutions done, because they weren't. I mean, this is happening years after Donald Trump left. And I can tell you, when I was in Congress working with Donald Trump, trying to actually get the Department of Justice to cough up documents from the Attorney General, he was arm's length, would not make the call, just did nothing with the Department of Justice, to my great frustration. So they can go ahead and try to build that case and bring the president in there. My guess is the president will be first in line to say, oh, yeah, let's talk about this. I'll tell you what was going on and what should have been going on, but what didn't happen.
All right, let's get to this. We've seen widespread anti-Israel protests across America, and the Free Press are reporting that some of them were largely funded by a very wealthy American couple. Tech entrepreneur Neville Roy Singman and his wife, Jody Evans. For years, Singman has been the main flow of cash of the People's Forum. The People's Forum has co-organized at least 4 of those huge protests that we've seen since October 7th. The couple gave more than $20 million to the People's Forum from 2017 to 22. And Singman is also reportedly a China sympathizer who has close ties to at least 4 propaganda news sites that boost the Chinese Communist Party's image abroad. This summer, Senator Marco Rubio sent a letter to the Attorney General asking for the DOJ to investigate whether Singman and his web of nonprofits complied with the Foreign Agents Registration Act, or FARA, as it's known. Jason.
Yeah, and she was evidently behind Code Pink. You know, there was a time in this country where I thought, you know, we just disagree on things. We just have different ways of getting there, but we ultimately agree and believe in America. From what I've read, my personal opinion, what I've seen of these people, they don't like America. They don't want a successful America. They want to tear down America. And so when you see a lot of these protests and these things that are supposedly spontaneous, they rarely are. And I'm not saying they're tied to the Antifa riots and everything that was going on with BLM and all that, but those things are well funded from outside. There are millions of dollars flowing to make those things happen from people who don't like the United States of America and want to see her fail.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about what you just said? You said, look, you don't have to tie all of this to Antifa and BLM and all those other things. But the thing is, that's a constellation that's happening around. It's chaos, and it's an opportunity for somebody with billions of dollars to step in and perhaps push an agenda that is anti-American. It all doesn't have to work together, but it can all be happening at the same time. Jason, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.